Yo, Seth Gardner. I wanted to make this video talking about Metal Gear Solid, specifically Metal Gear Solid 2. I got some questions asking me both about what are some video games I like and what are my thoughts on Metal Gear Solid, and I thought, oh, that would be something really good to talk about because I already talk about a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff in some of my videos because the horror novels I've written, the Horror's Call series, it gets into a lot of real deep conspiracy theories and urban legends and stuff like that. In the horror novels I write, I'll try to incorporate my knowledge about those type of things, conspiracy theories, various urban legends, a lot of them that I think are true or have a lot of truth to them, and I thought that was a fun way to write a horror series. So anyway, and Metal Gear Solid 2. Yeah, so I'm gonna make this as spoiler free. I don't want to spoil really the plot. So, but I'll try to describe that in detail while not spoiling things. Yeah, so wow, if you've never played Metal Gear Solid, man, play that right now. After whatever, finish this video. As soon as you're done watching this video, go, yeah, whatever the video game systems you have, whatever. Yeah, I've been playing those since I was a kid. Yeah, I've played all of them, and yeah, I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. So yeah, what are some of my favorite video games? I've already talked about how much I love Pokemon, Sonic. Yeah, so I love a lot of the classic games that came out in the 90s and stuff I played back then. Mario 64, Super Mario 64, that's one of my favorites. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid. I love all of those games. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 is insanely red-pilled, as they say. It gets into some really esoteric stuff and all sorts of conspiracy theories. That one in particular. So without spoiling the game, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I will just say there's this huge part of the game. You get to this one part in it, and in Metal Gear Solid 2, there's this huge info dump of massive red pills, the term red pill, from the Matrix, secrets about the world and everything, that things are not as they seem, and the deception and stuff like that, how the Matrix talked about that, or the Truman Show, or Eyes Wide Shut, other things like that. And yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, there's one part in the game where you're just bombarded, but in a good way, with all this really esoteric stuff. This isn't really a spoiler because it's a lot of the games will deal with the people controlling everything from behind the scenes, and a lot of the villains in it. So about their motives and what's going on. And yeah, at this part in the game, you're awestruck. You're just it's jaw-dropping, how much they're revealing, and a lot of it's based on real life, the truth. And yeah, it's wow, it's one of the best video gaming moments ever. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, that's the first series I could think of that, I don't know if it's the first series that did this, but it does it the best. So how a lot of video games nowadays are really cinematic, they'll try to be kind of like movies. And I don't mean that as a bad way, but Metal Gear Solid does it the best. It's one of the earliest examples, and it does it the best by far. I can't think of any other video game series that does it anywhere even close to how well it's done in the Metal Gear Solid series. I've heard some people say oh, the Metal Gear Solid, that's more like a movie than it is a video game. Well, I don't care. It's so good. I don't. whatever, it's fine. It's great. And I mean, that kind of makes sense, I guess, because the guy that made it, Hideo Kojima, the video game maker, he the guy that made Metal Gear Solid and a lot of other great video games. Yeah, he's like really into movies, so like that makes perfect sense. So yeah, F. Gardner, shout out to Hideo Kojima. Yeah, man, you're awesome. Keep it up. So if you never played Metal Gear Solid, yeah, just so it's not confused. Maybe it seems confusing, like daunting, like, oh, there's so many games. Where do I start? Well, there's like Metal Gear Solid 1 through 4, or excuse me, 1 through 5 now. Yeah, there's the fifth one from whatever 5 years ago or however long that came out. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1 through 5, but then there's like really the earlier ones, Metal Gear 1 and 2. And there's various spin-offs like Metal Gear Rising, Metal Gear Acid. Metal Gear Acid is really underrated, by the way. I like almost never hear people talk about that one, but those are great. Anyway, yeah, where to start? I mean, it's pretty story driven, so yeah, that can get kind of confusing. To play it safe, you could just start with Metal Gear Solid, and then just go in chronological order. Metal Gear Solid 3 is a prequel, so you could start with that one. It takes place in like the 60s. So yeah, you could easily start with that one. Or if you really wanted to be a purist about it, you can play like the Metal Gear 1 and 2. So as opposed to Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, you could play Metal Gear 1 and 2 first if you really wanted to. And those are great games. But like, you won't really miss anything in the sense of like, they kind of explain what happened once you start playing Metal Gear Solid 1. It kind of explains what happened in Metal Gear 1 and 2. I think most people probably didn't play Metal Gear 1 and 2. They probably started with Metal Gear Solid or one of the other ones. So yeah, it's not like required, but I would still recommend them because they're so good, the really older ones too. Yeah, they're all so good. And anyway, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 in particular is like really esoteric with like all the conspiracies it gets into toward the end of the game, especially. It's once it happens, you'll know it. It's kind of like Neon Genesis Evangelion. I'm not going to spoil that, but there's a moment in it toward the end where it's like not the same thing, but it gets really like trippy, and so that kind of sense. It's like all of a sudden the person watching it for Evangelion, or the person playing it for Metal Gear Solid 2, you'll kind of know it when it happens. You'll be like, whoa, this is deep stuff. This is deep shit. Like the stuff it gets into, it's really profound. So yeah, if you've never played that, man, you are missing out. That is like Metal Gear Solid. All those games are like 99 or better than 99.99% of video games in existence, especially current, like a lot of current games. And that doesn't mean there aren't any good new games. It's just that a lot of the older stuff from like the 90s, and not just 90s. I think Metal Gear Solid 2 was like 2001 or something. So yeah, that's older now. So a lot of the older stuff, they're just really good. And Metal Gear Solid, it's like it's really high up there in terms of stuff I would recommend, and especially if you want something that's like thought-provoking. So yeah, check those out. Yeah, if you're gonna play Metal Gear Solid 2, probably play at least Metal Gear Solid 1 first, because like they're pretty story-driven. But yeah, they're all worth playing. They're all great, and there's a variety of spin-off titles too. Yeah, but yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, that's like one of the most profound things in existence. Like it's up there with like The Matrix and The Truman Show in terms of how deep it is. So yeah, check that out. Yeah, then I remember when Metal Gear Solid 4, when that was coming out, I thought that seemed like, oh, this is like the perfect conclusion. Like, this isn't like a spoiler or anything, but like when that came out, it was like meant to be the end of the series. And I know they've done games since, like there's Metal Gear Solid 5 since, so clearly they decided to make another, but like at the time Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, it just seemed like, wow, that was just such a great finale. And they all have like esoteric stuff in them, all the Metal Gear Solid games. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2 in particular, toward the end, this one moment, well, not just a moment, but there's the one point when it starts happening, when things begin to be unveiled or revealed to you, like what's really going on. It's like really far out and mind-blowing. So yeah, check that out. Can't recommend that enough. Yeah, I hope this was a fun video. I had, yeah, when I saw that comment, I thought, oh, I got to do a video about Metal Gear Solid 2. Yeah, that's just so appropriate in terms of the stuff it talks about with the conspiracy theories. So yeah, check that game out. Check all those Metal Gear games out if you've never played them. Man, yeah, you're in for a treat. If you've never played them, I kind of wish I was you, in the sense like, wow, I could experience this now for the first time. That's awesome. It's like if I could erase my memories of ever playing them to play, so that I can play them for the first time and have that experience, that would be fucking awesome. Like, so like I kind of envy that in that sense. Like it's like they're so good. Like you get to experience them for the first time if you've never played them. That's just such a cool thing. So yeah, hopefully you're gonna check them out now if you've never played them. And again, yeah, shout out to Hideo Kojima. Yeah, you're awesome. Hideo Kojima, if you're watching, leave a comment down below and tell me your thoughts on like whatever latest conspiracy theory, like, cause like you'll have like, you talk about like the conspiracies and like how I said, like Metal Gear Solid 2 in particular. If there's any conspiracy theories you think I should be aware of that you think maybe I'm not aware of, let me know. Be very interested. Anyway, take care, everybody.